Hi, my name is Erin Woods and I'm a compassionate entrepreneur with Trades of Hope, and today's video is on coaching your MVP and hostess coaching basically. So who is your MVP in your business? It's your hostess. She is your most valuable player. She is everything. And so today we're going to talk about how to lift her up, how to love on her, how to communicate with her, how to empower her with the tools that she needs to have a great party, because she is your partner and she is the one that creates the ripple effects in her living room, and your business is a home party business, which means you need hostesses who are willing to host parties. So we're going to remember a couple things in this call or in this video. First of all, this is by no means a guaranteed plan. Sometimes you can do everything that I'm talking about, do the best hostess coaching that you possibly can, and still have a party that disappoints, or nobody comes, or has no sales, or you can totally drop the ball and have an amazing party. So it's not a guarantee, but we do the things that we can, and we try to follow a game plan so that we can have the best outcome if possible. And then there are a million other ways to do hostess coaching. So take what you hear today in this video and modify it for yourself. Make it work for you. So this is my way, but it was developed by listening to the ways that other people did it and making it my own. So make today's training, make this your own. So just listen for the basics. So here we go. First of all, what is hostess coaching? When I went to the first retreat, I had been a compassionate entrepreneur for about 9 months at that point, and people were talking about hostess coaching, and I was like, I don't know what that is. So basically, you are a coach, right? And a coach is a person who teaches and trains. They're an expert in their sport, and in this case, you are the expert on Trades of Hope. And so you are coaching your hostess because she wants to do well. She wants to have a fabulous party, so you're going to give her the guidance that she needs to get there. So if you're really just kind of getting into doing good hostess coaching, don't worry, it's okay. Or if you didn't know what it was until you started watching this video, it's okay. This is just one more tool and skill to help grow your business and grow in your skills of having better and better parties. So your hostess and the parties that she hosts are your business. So hostess coaching is one of the most important things that you can do. And you should always be working to do it better. Hostess coaching is what would be considered an IPA, an income producing activity. And it is one of the most important IPAs out there. So I'm really glad that you're watching this video today to learn about something that is really gonna help. Because you can book a million parties, you can have tons of parties on your calendars, but if you don't coach those hostesses, then you're missing out, and you're not doing what you can to make sure that those bookings are quality, good bookings and parties. So this is the picture perfect hostess coaching scenario. It's like, hostess coaching in a vacuum, but it's what I try to do. It's what I try to do with every hostess. But we're dealing with people, and myself included. I am human, and there's going to be roadblocks and stumbles and things that come up and unexpected things. So I really strive to be a great coach, but I give myself a lot of grace. I give my hostesses a lot of grace. I try not to get upset about anything, because people are people, and people are busy. I hate the B word, but there it is. But just keep learning, keep growing. And please, again, realize this is my way of hostess coaching. So if it's not your way, that's okay too. So here we go. All right, so when does hostess coaching actually begin? It begins before you even walk into the door of a party where you're meeting a potential hostess. So you haven't even met her yet, and that's when it begins. Before you even know that this woman is going to host a party for you. It starts with you and your mindset. When you're coaching a hostess, someone you haven't even met yet, it's kind of like the beginning of a new relationship, and you can kind of think about it in terms of dating. So you can't date well and find somebody to be in a relationship with until you love yourself first, right? So you want to love yourself first so that others can love you. And I know that sounds crazy to talk about when we're talking about hostess coaching, but that's kind of how it works. You want to tell yourself that you're bold, that you're worthy, that you're inspirational, that people want to be your hostess because they see these qualities in you. And believing in yourself is one of the most important things that you can do for the artisans. If you don't believe in your own ability to change the world and the magnetic personality that you have and that people are going to want to book parties with you, then how can you possibly convince others? So it starts with you. You are walking into a party, every party situation you walk into with the expectation that you're going to woo people. You want to be lovable, you want to be engaging, and then you want to find those hostesses. So from the moment you walk in the door at any party, you are coaching potential hostesses. Your energy, your enthusiasm, your rapport with the current hostess that you're partnering with, all of these things are being watched and absorbed by the guests. They're already making up their minds about whether or not they want to be a hostess too. So make it easy for them. Make it an irresistible yes. So how do you make it irresistible? You flirt. Fun, loving interactions reap togetherness. So how would you describe yourself at a party when you're at a Trades of Hope party? Are you being fun-loving? Do you walk into parties with a smile on your face and a quick and easy setup for your display? Do you introduce yourself to everyone who walks in the door, smiling and asking how they know the hostess? Do you make small talk with the guests? Do you start to build a relationship? Do you truly believe that every person who attends a party is exactly who was meant to be there, and that there's a reason that you're supposed to be meeting them? And do you seek that reason out? Are you communicating with your hostess about the timing and the flow of the party? Do you make it smooth and seamless when your presentation begins? Do you help her encourage guests to grab their drinks and their food and find a seat? Is it evident to others that she is your partner? In other words, are you making the guests feel comfortable, the hostess feel supported, and encouraging an atmosphere of fun? Fun-loving interactions reap togetherness. You want your party to feel like a group getting together for something special. You want to encourage connections, make people see how the hostess is the central force behind this beautiful network of women coming together in this living room, and that you helped her make that happen. So these things are not always easy. I have to gear myself up for parties sometimes. I still get a little bit nervous and sometimes want to just run home and pull the covers over my head. Sometimes I pull up to a house and I don't want to get out of the car. But ladies, I do it anyway. Because if I ran home, if I didn't get out of the car, that would do nothing for the artisans. And it doesn't achieve our mission. And who am I to devalue the opportunity that I've been given to change the world because of my own insecurities? So I smile and I chit chat and I flirt and I shine for the artisans because that is my job. And in doing that, I am wooing my next hostesses. So this is all part of the coaching process. Potential party guests, potential hostesses want to know who you are and that you're an easy person to work with before they decide they want to book a party with you. So hostesses and potential hostesses all want the same thing for their parties. They want their parties to be fun, no pressure, and yielding lots of products for them, okay? At the end of the day, they want lots of free stuff. So keep that in mind as you're going through the party process. And so then you've welcomed everybody, you've created this really nice atmosphere, and you start your presentation. At the beginning of the presentation, the first thing you need to do for every single party is to say thank you, because your business does not exist without hostesses. Let me repeat that. Your business does not exist without hostesses. We're part of a home party company, again, just in case you forgot. So this business model is amazing and empowering, but you have to play by the basic foundational rules, and you have to have parties with hostesses. So say thank you. Let your current hostess know that she has been an amazing partner, that she's been your MVP, that she is a world changer, that you are so thankful for her inviting you here, opening her home, introducing you to her friends, and being part of making a much larger ripple of change. And I don't care if you're sitting in a living room with your hostess and one other person, you make her feel like she has done the greatest thing ever and how much you appreciate her efforts. Talk about the exponential growth of parties. You know, even if it's one or two people sitting there, those one or two people could book one or two parties that turn into an infinite number of parties and beyond. So, you know, the home party model is brilliant for the work that we're trying to do, because the more people hear about it, the more our artisans thrive and the more we grow. So the key word in all of this is partner. Just like CEs are partners with our artisans, the hostesses are our partners here. So while you're pouring the love and appreciation on your current hostess, make sure that you say something to the effect of, I'm hoping that everyone in this room will want to be a hostess and partner with me to change the world. And I'm going to ask every single one of you when you check out. Remember, you want to mention being a hostess at least 3 times throughout your presentation. So why not say it at the beginning while you're already talking about your hostess? Now, I promise you, I do this at every single party. I start out with a thank you to the hostess, and then I say, you know, I can't wait for all of you to host your parties, and I'm going to ask every single one of you. I say that. Figure out your line, but that is what you need to say, and it works. You guys know I like to say goals out loud and put them into the universe, and I feel like the concept of the self-fulfilling prophecy is very powerful. People might laugh a little bit or think you're a little bit crazy, but honestly, it's planted seeds in their minds, and if you're going to be, you know, that you're going to be asking them to host, and they're immediately envisioning their future parties and thinking maybe. I promise you, trust me, if you say it, they will start to see it. So then when checkout rolls around, you want to follow through with your promise. You want to ask every single person if they want to be a hostess. I am using the verbiage be a hostess instead of book a party, because I actually think that it's better. I've been doing that for a couple of years now, but no matter how you say it, just make sure you say it. You can say pop-up boutique, you can say, you know, whatever you want to call it. You want to host a Trades of Hope gathering, whatever. But you said you were going to ask, and so you must ask. Even if you think it's the most unlikely person to say yes ever. It's not pushy. You made a promise, so follow through with it. It's not rocket science, and it works. Some of you do this all the time. Many of you have embraced this, and I know that it works, and you're finding success. So just do it. Ask every single person if they want to host a party. Or if they want to be your hostess, sorry. So before the hostess is even a hostess, what you have done is begun the process of buy-in, which is enabling her to feel invested and connected with Trades of Hope. I know a lot of you have had this experience. I've had many experiences like this where you just don't feel like the hostess is in it. And if she's not in it, it's going to be a really big, really hard uphill battle to make the party successful. So you want her to be ready to be your partner, to be excited because she's seen firsthand what a great party looks like, and you've made it irresistible. So now she has said yes. Awesome. So once you decide on a date and time at checkout, and make sure you get an actual date and time at checkout. Don't let her leave that party before booking something on the actual calendar. Write it in pencil. That's the magic psychological tool, is write it in pencil, because then she'll say yes. But don't let her say, oh, I want to talk about it with my friends first. No. Let's pencil something in. I want to, you know, here's a date. If we need to change it, no big deal. Now, my number one fear when I host any kind of party is that no one will come. And your hostesses feel the same way. A lot of times that's why they're saying no. Is just, it goes back to like the 4th grade birthday party where nobody came and she sat and cried in her cake. I mean, it's a terrible thing, but it's happened, or it's our, you know, a fear that we all have. So she's nervous that she won't be able to get anyone there. So help her overcome this fear immediately. Remember, again, your hostesses want their parties to be fun, to be no pressure, and yielding lots of free products for them. Nobody wants to have a party that's a failure. Okay? Nobody does. Nobody signs up to be a compassionate entrepreneur and not sell anything. People want to do something because they want it to be successful, and they're a little bit scared and nervous of how to make that happen. So help them make that happen. So what does this really translate to? The fun, no pressure, yielding lots of products party. It means they need to have some people there. So, you know, I've had really lovely, amazing parties with 4 people, but I really, really love when I've got 8 to 10 guests, and once in a while 20. So, you know, we want to have a good target that's makes them feel confident. So I usually tell my hostesses 8 to 10, so that they can achieve those things, that fun, no pressure, yielding lots of product party. So some of you I know give out hostess packets right away. Some of you mail them. You know, the timing is different for everybody. But I mail them usually about 4 weeks before the party. You can use the idea of the Frank list. There's a guest list generator in the hostess packet in the back office that's just like, it's like get out of your circles or something, I think it's called. And I often send that in my hostess packet, or you can just, help them make the list by telling them about the acronym Frank. Friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kid contacts, etc. Because sometimes people say, I don't know anybody, or I only have 3 friends, or everyone I know is in this room. You get that almost at every party. So help them think outside of their immediate circles. I mean, the same is true for you when you're starting your business. To find hostesses, you have to think out of your immediate circles. So start thinking about groups, work, church, clubs, volunteer organizations, neighbors, book club, cooking club. They're just not thinking about how many people they actually know. So when I'm actually at the party, these are the things that I do with my new hostess. I settle on a date and time. I start talking a little bit about the guest list and helping her envision who she's going to invite. And I've begun to establish a relationship with her and solidify her as my partner. I make sure I get really, really excited that she's booked a party. I let everybody know, oh yay, Mary's going to do a party, and the current hostess gets excited. And then I tell her what the next step is going to be. I'll get in touch with you. I'll call you next week, or if the party's a little further out, I give her an idea of when I'll be in touch, that I'm going to mail her a packet. I'll be emailing her, and I'll text her or give her a call. So I give her a good clear expectation of what's next. So I mail out hostess packets, like I said, about 4 weeks prior to the party, and then I begin the next steps of coaching. Now, again, this is going to be different. Every scenario is different. Every hostess is different. But the general rule is that you want to make contact with her at least 3 times leading up to her party. Now, I use, I've shown you guys this before. This is how I keep track of my parties in my business. This is the party manager file. It's just a really basic table, but it's just where I keep everything organized. So I have the party number, the hostess's information, the date and time of her party, and then these are, when I send her the packet, I can check it off and date it. When I send her the email with her invitation wording, I can check it off and date it. 1, 2, 3. So these are the 3 times that I have reached out to her leading up to her party. So that's how I keep track of it. If you don't have some system for keeping track of it, it's going to get overwhelming, especially if you've got more than 4 or 5 parties on your calendar. You're going to start to feel overwhelmed. So make sure you have a system, even if it's just on a legal pad. Have it in one place with all the information so you can keep track of how many times you're making contact. So 3 times leading up to the party. The first time is really, really important. This is where you solidify the hostess's buy-in. You make sure she's excited about her party. Make sure she's received her hostess packet and she's working on her guest list. Make sure she understands the hostess program. I've definitely let that slip through the cracks before, where I got to the party and the hostess is like, oh, I get free stuff? I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have told you about that. So make sure you tell her about that. Tell her that a $1,000 party is $200 in free product for her. Get her excited. And then answer questions if she has any at that point. You want to make sure you have a conversation with your hostess about how she's planning to invite people. This is really important. Some people are great party throwers and they can get 25 people at their house at the, with a text message. But some people struggle a little bit. So help them, be the coach. You want to make sure that your hostess is layering invitations. And there's so many nuances to this, it depends on their age group, their friends, their demographic, how well you know her, but you want to try and talk through it. How are you going to do this? You're going to email everybody? Okay, well, here's the email wording that you can use. You can use that same wording in an Evite. You can use it on a Facebook event. You can you can text her some things. Whatever she wants, make sure that you're providing and that you're letting her know that we live in a really busy world where everybody's bombarded all the time by invitations and information. And so making sure that there's multiple contacts with the guest is really, really important. There's lots of different ways you can invite people. I have found recently that a shorter lead time is better. Letting people know about something you're having in 6 weeks, it does not generate a lot of excitement. So I would encourage your hostesses definitely not to invite people to their party more than a month out, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks is really kind of a max time. If they want to do a save the date, that's fine. But, just talk about it. That's the most important thing. Have a conversation about how she's inviting people. because, you know, help her pick 2 to 3 methods for getting the word out. Offer to mail invitations for her if she wants. I've had a couple of people in 4 years take me up on that. You know, just don't assume that your hostess knows how to do this. Just don't assume. You know what they say about assuming, and it definitely applies in this situation. So just talk about invitations and give her a clear idea based on what she's saying to you about how to get people to her party, because that's what she wants. Again, what's her first fear? Nobody's gonna come. So you have to help her make sure that people come. So typically my hostesses want verbiage for their invitations. So I send her an email. It's called the hostess email. It's in a file on the team page. And I also offer to create a Facebook event for her if she wants. I make sure to tell her that Facebook events as the only form of invitation are not very reliable. I make that really clear. About 10% of the guests that people invite actually see Facebook invitations. So please, please, please don't let your hostess only use Facebook. Really try to encourage her to use other ways. So then the invitations are out. Great. So you've made contact, you've sent her a packet, you've gotten her buy-in, you've gotten her excited. The second contact I make is usually 2 weeks or so before the party, and it's just kind of a check-in. You can talk to her about what she's excited about in the catalog. She might have some more questions. She might be frustrated that people are not responding as much. So explain to her that her friends need to see her enthusiasm and feel her excitement. So maybe have her send out an excited reminder email or post on her event, if she's got a Facebook event, a picture of herself wearing her favorite Trades of Hope piece. Give her some graphics. Use Word Swag or Red Stamp. They're great apps for creating little graphics. You know, give her something to use to engage with her friends. 2 weeks before the party is also intervention time, not days before the party. So make sure that her buy-in is still strong, that she understands how important her role is in the party's success, that she's gonna do great, you know, pump her up, make her feel good, that she's gonna have a fun, no pressure, lots of rewards event, and she's gotta share her enthusiasm. The final contact is usually somewhere in the week before, a couple days before. I usually check in to find out what the head count's gonna be. You know, that's an important thing. Also, again, you can save a party with a quick phone call 48 hours before. If you give her a call and she's, you know, because if you text, then she can easily text you back and be like, I've only got 2 people coming, I think we should cancel. But if you call her and she's like, I've only got 2 people coming, then you can brainstorm with her for a second. You can give her some ideas. You know, what if we had those 2 people each bring a friend? Then we'd have 4, that'd be great. I would love to do that. You know, I've saved many parties by calling a day or 2 before. So then the cycle begins again. It's party night. You walk into that party that you've coached your hostess to have a fun, no pressure, lots of rewards party. You've got that smile on your face. You're ready to flirt and woo your guests, and you know you're about to meet another set of new hostesses. So that's it. It's a wonderful cycle. It repeats itself over and over again. It's a wonderful adventure because it's never the same twice. And but that's okay. That's part of this whole thing. It's an adventure. You know, I use that word all the time when I'm describing like days out with my kids or the summer especially. You know, it's like I can look at this as being like, oh, you know, or I can say this is an adventure. We're on an adventure and it's crazy and unexpected things happen, and that's life and it's wonderful. So enjoy that hostess coaching process. So here's a quick review. Love yourself and believe in your ability to change the world. Go into a party and flirt. Remember that fun, loving interactions reap togetherness. Truly partner with your hostess and help her buy into this experience and being a Trades of Hope hostess. Make her feel very, very special. Make contact with her at least 3 times. Share tools, tips, encouragement. Don't assume anything. If she doesn't need help, she'll tell you, and it's okay. But if she does need help and you don't ask, then she probably won't say anything. Know that she wants a fun, no pressure, lots of rewards party, and help her achieve that. She needs you to do that. And it all boils down to relationships. Everything that we do boils down to relationships. It's how you book parties, it's how you sponsor, it's how you're a good leader, it's how you change the world. So you build relationships with women based on compassion. We're compassionate entrepreneurs. This is our business. So be the most compassionate coach that you can for your MVP and give her everything that she needs. She is not here to serve you. She is not doing you a favor by hosting a party. You are serving her. You are giving her a beautiful gift by partnering with her as a Trades of Hope hostess. So flirt with her, you know, begin that relationship, and then it becomes more serious and committed, and it's wonderful, and you're changing the world together, and it's powerful. I have wonderful relationships with my hostesses. I love it, and that's why people host again, and that's why people are loyal customers. Treat your customers and your hostesses like royalty, and they will show you loyalty. Your hostesses are also your best candidates for future CEs. So love her like a sister, like she's already part of the sisterhood. Give her a glimpse of what being a compassionate entrepreneur is all about. So I hope that you guys learned a lot from this, and I hope that you're excited about coaching your MVP and serving her. So go out there, book lots of parties, but make sure that you are being a wonderful, wonderful coach. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.